Hello, welcome back, or thanks for sticking around if you're just binging, kicking back, watching. So we've been putting this off for some time. I believe it was available since the second mission was completed, and I think we're ready to give it a go. We do have 84 gold here, and I do believe that just as a precaution, we do have some things we can purchase with that may help us. That would be this wool shirt here. We can give to someone. We have unlocked a few things. The Huntsman's Cloak. It's a +1 health with a shift ability. I'm not super worried about that right for this mission. Eventually we will want to equip everyone with something. This willow flute appears to be an accessory. Yeah. You can summon a Shido to fight on your side. I haven't actually checked that out, and you see with a small upgrade you can add an elite squad. I think actually the next time we have $100 to spare, or 100 gold to spare, we'll pick that up just to see what it does exactly. Maybe I'll save and roll back if it isn't worth the investment of 2 of these power gems and 100 gold, but perhaps it is. We have the Venom Edge available, which is going to give us Toxic Bolt, which adds poison to a target. Looks like you can add extra damage if the target's poisoned. That's pretty good if you're just trying to tank and chip away. Unfortunately, it only does 2 damage, so that would only be good as a weapon for Val, probably. We have the Spear, which may have been available before. It's a 3 damage weapon that you can throw, and then go pick up if you'd like to reuse it. As I'd rather not have our melee fighter, the Warden, without a weapon at any point during the battle. This seems a bit of a risky maneuver, and we don't want to give up the bonuses that his weapon currently has. So what we're going to do for now, as I said before, is just grab this wool shirt, give it to someone who can use it the most, and as far as up close and personal, I think that's mostly going to be the Warden. But actually, Val could use the health the most, so let's just put it on Val for giggles here. And so what that's going to do is reduce cold damage by 2 and make him immune to the slow effect, which some of the enemies in this level happen to possess. So, Stormhold Keep. So one of the druids is contacting T once again. Go up there, light a few fires. How hard can it be? Actually, this should be a fairly straightforward mission for us. We've come quite a long way. Stormhold Keep is high up in the mountains. Its 3 signal fires haven't been lit in centuries. Vartan says that the time has come. He wants the good folk of the Menhir forest to be warned of the rise of the sorceress. And you know, we druids aren't good at that sort of thing. Hey, what are we good at? Or for? Just a little joke. So, field trip. He wants you to make the climb and light the beacon fires. P.S. Remember to pack warm clothes. Might get a little nippy up there. Toodles. And hence the fur armor we just bought. And let's jump right in. You can see there are a number of bonus objectives in this mission. And we're going to attempt to complete all of them, though the final one... we should spend this before we go. So we could add a focus here. I just want to make sure everyone has everything that they could possibly need. Interesting to add a range to charge, as we do use that quite a bit. There's the ability to add some power attack. We may consider adding an extra use of power attack to T's weapon here. She's maxed out on her hunter's bow. I'm not thinking we're going to use these much, although maybe protect once or twice. Let's give her just a little bit more power, I think. It's really 1 gem for 1 damage, so I guess a better use for that would be to concentrate more on Val's ability, as it will probably come in handy. Let's give him an extra use of fire. Now he's up to 5 uses of fire, as we do tend to use that in every mission quite a bit. And so now we'll play Stormhold Keep. This cold really reminds me of the time when I was a camp cook for Berea, the Bandit Queen. You didn't know you can cook? Oh gods no, I really can't. Not even a little bit. So, why? Well, Berea was a real kick in the teeth, even by bandit standards. Tough as nails. She could eat anything, that one. They said she had been punched by a yeti when she was a teenager. Got a little brain damage as a result. Couldn't taste or smell things. So, she didn't give a crap what I cooked. What the other bandits did, they hated it, really hated it, and Berea liked that, them being angry all the time. Anyway, what are we doing up here again? Signal fires. Right. Temperature's freezing. We have 9 rounds until the cold starts to affect us. So that's going to play a pretty big role here, as the cold does start to damage us over time every round. So we have a signal fire here. It's unlit. There are ice crystals scattered about, and we'll look at that in just a second. There is a dire wolf stationed here, a skeleton and a skeleton archer, another signal fire here, another dire wolf here, and we have another skeleton and skeleton archer positioned over here close to us, and another beacon fire that we do need to light to finish this mission. Current bonus objectives are open all chests. And then, as you see, the rewards are quite handsome for lighting all 3 fires. So we're definitely going to complete the main objective as soon as we've got this bonus objective completed. Just to start things off, I guess the best bet would be to position over in this direction. We do need to do 7 damage here, which could be accomplished fairly quickly. And so maybe interesting to try to take on this dire wolf in the meantime, and just have the warden take 1 damage as he approaches these, because per kill he's going to get +1 damage, so he'll be able to deal with both of these in just 2 rounds. And in the meantime, we can get up close and personal with this dire wolf with our other 2 characters. So it looks like T is just out of range. I could try moving her here, but she would be exposed to an attack. And even here she's exposed to an attack, but she could drop back 1. So let's see if we can actually hit that guy for her 2 damage from here. And she can. So we will do that. We'll take that shot. And before we move her back, I do think... Oh. In fact, we can teleport her back and have a full range of movement with Val. Let's see what he can do with this movement. Wow. Direwolf is in range. And so we can get him down to just 2 health in this first round as a pretty strong opening. And have him drop back to safety before this direwolf is able to approach. And actually, T is probably exposed to this skeleton archer here. He has a range of 6. And 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. So she isn't, in fact, exposed. So all we really need to do is worry about getting Val to safety, and this should be plenty safe for him. from both the oncoming attack from this direction and the dire wolf approaching. So with the warden, we're just going to pull up and hope that he's sheltered from this first round of attacks here and get him in range so that he can deal with that skeleton in the next round. And he doesn't really have any moves that he's going to do, so we'll just guard with him as we can. So this dire wolf does come towards us. And it looks like all enemies are just going to sort of approach. I believe he's just out of range. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we can move 1 and charge him. Which will give him an extra damage for the next round. And it looks like we may be able to draw back and hide one more round from this skeleton archer, so he won't be able to attack us from where he is. In the meantime, we just need T's damage here. But she's actually close to this chest right here and can get it. And all of these creatures are out of range. So we will in fact use Val's casting ability here. Just have him pop out, hit the dire wolf with his normal spell, and drop back in. And we'll have T come up here and grab this chest. And she can probably stay where she is just to get ready to take on the oncoming. Actually, we will have her drop back, as this dire wolf has 4 speed, whereas these skeletons only have, I believe, 3 speed each. And so this dire wolf will be approaching a little more quickly, and we can push up the middle with her in the next round. So everyone is safe, I believe, from the next round of attacks, and this skeleton archer doesn't stand much of a chance. So that dire wolf is now approaching. He's in a bit of a tight alleyway here, and so I don't expect that we'll be able to get much of a shot off on him without using extra movement, but maybe that would be worth it. This skeleton is safely behind this wall here, and the skeleton archer, while he is exposed, I don't believe we have a direct shot without exposing ourselves in the meantime. However, she does have a range of 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. She'd have to come all the way out to here, I think, to get a shot off, and that would leave her definitely exposed to a shot from the archer, so we're not going to bother with that. What we will do for sure is come back here and maybe from just here we can do it. Let's see. Yeah, we can pop this archer here and still have 3 squares of movement left, where this dire wolf is quickly approaching. Let's see if we can get Val in range of the dire wolf. He will have to move all the way up. And I think we want to keep a safe distance from the dire wolf, although I'm not sure. Although with Val, it's not so much of a problem. So let's go ahead and move him out here and see the range of his teleport. Okay, interesting. So we can pull the warden all the way up to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that will leave him just out of range, actually, of the dire wolf, but it doesn't necessarily hurt to try. And so Val is going to then teleport with the warden, and we'll see if he can get a shot off. He can't. In fact, he's 2 squares away. So there isn't really much of a point in doing that. Except that the warden, I do believe... No, he's not exposed there. So... I guess the point of doing that would be to grab that chest while we can. So we'll do it. Come up, grab the chest, a stick of dynamite, which will be quite nice to be able to use actually later on in this fight. And so then Val can actually stay where he is, or I guess he's out of movement. That's right. Okay. And so is the warden. So the only thing we have left to do is close in here with T, and anything up here would put us in range of this archer. So we are going to drop back and join the party with her. And no one's without health. Let's see what this does exactly. Turn invisible for 1 round. While invisible, you cannot be targeted by enemies, and you do not perform opportunity attacks. Invisibility ends if you perform an offensive action. That's interesting. I've yet to see that item before, and I quite like it. It's good for a stealthy approach. In fact, let's see if she can actually get her shot off from here. Perhaps here would be the best chance. She can. She can actually come up here and take a shot and then go invisible and not receive any damage. And that might be useful just to get some work done on this skeleton archer. He'll be 1 shot away. So now that's pretty cool. We do have an invisible effect on T, and she won't get attacked this round. We'll end turn there. So we do need 7 damage here, and that shouldn't be a problem. The skeleton archer is hid quite nicely in the trees here, and actually can pop out a bit. So I think our best bet is to... okay, and we are getting a reinforcement for the next round. And that skeleton will be a problem for T if she doesn't move back a little bit. With Val here, we can pop the direwolf and then use the teleport to we're gonna get the warden up further. So let's see if he can actually still teleport after moving. He should be able to from here. Yeah, he can. And so what that will do will give the warden a little extra movement, which he will use. So from this position, we can easily finish this direwolf off. Wow, and that gave us an extra action point, which we won't be using in this round, but perhaps the next will be useful. Actually, it may be worth grabbing that to light the signal fire and get that round out of the way. Even though he will take a shot. Hard to say. Wait a second. 1, 2, 3. I'd have to burn 2 movement to get to that skeleton. So it looks like our boldest move here would be to handle the signal fire lighting. And I think I'm going to go for it. Let's see what movement we have left after I do this. We can get to here, so we may be able to get him to safety as well. Let's try this. And have him light the signal fire. And I'm thinking he'll be safe from that skeleton archer because there's quite an angle there on him. And so we're just going to add a bonus damage here just to take care of this skeleton without having to worry about his approaching attack. Easy. And this guy has 3 movement and then can attack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so she's out of range here, but also she can move up in this direction and stay behind here and take this skeleton archer out in the next round with cover. So we will end our turn there. And we do have an additional direwolf to take care of. Shouldn't pose too much of a threat when all we are really worried about currently is this one skeleton archer. The one thing that is a bit of a bummer is having Val all the way back here. And so we will want to get someone over to this signal fire and someone over to this signal fire as quickly as possible. We only have 5 rounds before things start to get chilly. Let's see what movement we have here. I'm thinking that that's too far away for him to be able to attack, but we'll see if we can get to it. Oh, it looks like he can in fact, and he can in fact use 1 fewer movement to do so. So let's move him here. Maybe? Yeah. Excellent. And so that will finish off the skeleton archer and put him close to the dire wolf. But before we approach the dire wolf any further, we do want to see what's available to T here. See if she can get a shot. Doesn't look like she can. And that was all of her movement. Let's see if there's this additional square here, if that puts us in range. I think that just makes things worse, yeah. Okay. So we will have her wrap around and join the warden just to keep this direwolf coming in a uniform direction. Or perhaps use her to get Val a little further ahead. Let's see what his teleport range is currently. Okay, so mostly no good. And if he moves up here, his teleport range becomes significantly better. Okay, so what we're going to do then is move T here and then teleport to where she is. I believe we're out of movement then with Val. Yes. And T can come up and join the party. And now we're a little bit more close together. We're closer to both of our target signal fires, and we're closer to the direwolf. So I'm pretty happy about that. I don't think we want to use any more movement currently. Let's see what the direwolf does. Okay, he is going to move out into the open, which is quite nice. I do think he's out of range currently of our dash here. He is. So probably our best bet in getting to him will be to teleport to Val's location in the future. And I do think that if Val comes about right here, we'll be able to maneuver something. And I think we'll move here just in case things are tight. And so we'll start some damage on the direwolf and hope this works out for the best. Looks like we have executed perfectly. Excellent. So that will end the direwolf. And I'm not sure if T will be able to get somewhere useful in this round, but we can certainly try. Fresh out of movement there, so I think he will be blocking her if we go this direction. But let's try. Let's see how far she can get. Okay. Doesn't look to be ideal. Let's see about that one. Okay, it's about the same, I think. So, I don't really see a reason to use that. We are about to have some reinforcements over here. And we do need to get 2 signal fires lit, as well as the last chest opened. So that's going to be a full round of actions in the future. And it does look like we have some more enemies to deal with before that starts. And we only have 4 rounds remaining. So, rather than move her out that way, let's bring her back and get in position here to strike. We're going to have to bring him probably around this direction. So he may join this next fight a little late, but that's okay. We are going to do a little bit of kiting, I think, to start things out. So, the Dark Knight has joined us once again. Her Majesty was right, the troublemakers are here. Surrender at once. Resist at your peril. And he is a bit of a surprise. 4 damage melee. Immune to pushing, pulling, and teleportation. And he has 2 armor. So essentially, T can't even hit him with her normal attack. And we have 2 skeletons and a skeleton archer in tow. So that's interesting to say the least. I believe what we're going to look at here is getting Val in and out of that fight. Let's see what kind of range he has. Okay. What we'd like to do is strike about here with Val's fire spell. Let's hit everyone at once. And so we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so we want him to have at least 1 movement to get out of that fight. And so what we're looking at is probably... can he teleport to that spot? That's not what he can't seem to see it. And I do believe that T's vision... Oh, she's not obstructed from that. So she will be able to come up. Actually, she's not going to have to attack any of them. So worst case, she'll be using a protection here, I suppose. But let's see if this gives us 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that should be good. Let's give it a shot, I suppose. And it looks like having moved her there somehow obscured Val's teleport ability. Which is rather unfortunate. Because I'd rather not just wait for their approach, because the freezing is imminent. Let's see if this is going to be enough. Let's see. She has protection, and she can get in range of where we're looking to get her protection off. Let's see if this is going to do the trick. We can always redo this whole round if something's gone wrong. And that's rather annoying. We see when she's back there, he does have her in range. Where she was. So, interesting at least. And so I just want to make sure if we move here, he's not going to have the range he needs, is what I think. So he could take 2 out, and that may be what we want to do here, rather than putting him in harm's way. Take 2 damage off the rip. Just go ahead and take out the skeleton archers, what I'm mostly worried about, as well as doing some initial damage on the Dark Knight. Yeah. So that's only going to do 2 damage to the Dark Knight. This is why we brought an extra fire spell. In the meantime, the Warden does need to get back as close to the fight as he can, because he's going to be needed to tank a little bit in the upcoming fight here. And Val does have one more movement, and it looks like the Dark Knight has about the speed of Val, but we will pull back with him, I think, over to this side, just to keep him out of harm's way. And T has one more movement, and rather than block this position here, she still has her run ability, and actually she's not going to be doing a whole lot in this fight. Oh, she can do 1 damage, 2 damage to start things off here. So we'll let her do that and have her pull over and start lighting signal fires and opening chests while this fight goes on. And hopefully we won't need any healing power until she's able to get back. And he has movement left, but he can't really use it. We're just gonna guard. So we now have a rallied skeleton, and this Dark Knight character stayed in place. Rallied. +1 bonus to damage. Ends when the last Dark Knight is killed. So he's not really going to be a problem. We're just going to pull Val up to a safe place. Have him focus. Use another one of his fire spells. Or... not the dynamite yet. We'll use a fire spell here. And that'll take care of that skeleton and do more damage to the Dark Knight. He's actually falling fairly quickly here. He's let's see, he's two rounds from death here. Although we do have another reinforcement on the way. Hopefully it's not more than T can take on her own. Big question mark. Let's see if we can't get her over to this signal fire in this round. Okay, she's almost there. She'll be able to pull out, I think, to a safe distance from this. Whether she gets that signal fire or not will be to be determined. But I may be able to use one of these ice crystals to keep her from being attacked in the next round. And in fact, with her volley, she should be able to attack an ice crystal and get a shot off on whatever this is at the same time. And then that'll give us a chance to get the other characters over there to do some more damage. And so Val is not directly in harm's way, but we are going to drop back once again just in case. But before we do that, actually, where's his teleport range right now? So we could actually get the Warden in probably this turn. But that would leave Val way out in the cut. And we do need him to be in range in the next turn. So I think what we need to do is just approach with the Warden and make sure he's in place to do some damage ASAP. And so Val can drop back here and without being in his way. And if the Ward needs to run over here to aid T, he'll probably be able to do that too. We do have freezing approaching quickly. And that is a direwolf. So that's a bit of a problem here for T. I believe what she's going to do is approach. Perhaps in this position? No, that's definitely not where she's going to go. Perhaps here? Yeah. And what she's going to do is use this twin shot to attack the direwolf and then the ice crystal. And that's going to do a chunk of damage to the direwolf and freeze him in place. Which is just great. I'm wondering if she should pull back or push ahead and light the signal fire and risk taking some damage from the direwolf. She's unable to increase her attack. Actually, let's see what this is. This gives us aim. Attack with +2 bonus damage. Excellent. So she'll be able to take that direwolf out in the next turn easily. And then light the signal fire in the turn after that. And we are getting into freezing rounds, so we will be taking damage here shortly. Oh, I seem to have miscalculated once again. And Val's taken some damage, but that won't be a problem. I really have no idea how I did that. I just wasn't paying attention, apparently. That will... Let's start things off with Val so that we get that extra +4 damage. Yeah. And there are some hearts scattered around. We can use this aim to take out the direwolf with T here. And next round we will start taking some damage. And hopefully Val has... Yeah, he has more than 1 health left. Oh, but he may be immune to that effect. We will see. I actually haven't had that ability with the armor he has on yet. And so Val's going to head in this direction, I believe. Let's see where his teleport currently can reach. Because we will want to get him or the warden as far away as possible, or far towards this goal as possible. And it looks like he can get all the way to there. So let's see if that's true. Actually, I bet it's not true. So we'll move the warden there and teleport with Val. Move the warden there and teleport with Val. And move Val forward. Okay, so it does look like Val is immune to this freezing effect. And the warden is taking 2 HP damage. Yeah, and T took 2 HP damage. So she's going to light this second beacon fire. Go grab this heart. In the meantime, the warden can come up in this direction and grab a heart on the way. I think that should be good. He can heal himself. And Val can proceed to approach this third beacon fire as well as the chest. In the meantime, T will be right there behind him. So they're going to end the turn here. Who has unspent action points? Okay. We'll just let Val bandage himself up a little bit here. Looks like they only took 1 damage that round. T took 2. I'm not really sure. She's not quite close enough to get the signal fire yet, but I think Val, yeah, he will be able to get to this chest. And so we'll start with that. And so that's both of our bonus objectives complete. And we're closing in on the signal fire with both of our characters here. That completes the mission. All beacon fires are lit. The call is out. Fairly straightforward. Hefty damage against that Dark Knight was pretty clutch. Looks like Val's going to level up again, and we'll take a look at that before we close out the episode. Additional power gem. I'm sure we'll find a place to put that. That's all 3 of them. Nice job. These can be seen a long way off. Great. Let's get off this mountain before we freeze to death. I hear that. He's got fur. I don't know what his problem is. So the Bandit Queen, what happened to her? Oh, Berea? I miss her. She was fun, but she picked a hazardous line of work. She really should have avoided the huge merchant caravan, just too many guards. I told her. Everybody told her. Anyway, they captured her, tried her, and beheaded her. Well, she had it coming, I suppose. What with the banditry and all. So we gotta level up with Val. 2 power gems to spend. Keeping that in mind, so I haven't actually picked this ice spell, and what it does is slow things down. Draw, I also haven't really focused on with him. It just gives him a little extra range when he's grabbing spell books or picking up loot. And that is going to be 1 use per battle, with additional uses and additional range. The thing I do like in this tier here is the lightning spell. So we'll deal 4 lightning damage, so we're already the equivalent of fire, and it does it in like a chain, in like a straight line out from him. And so we can deal 4 lightning damage to 5 squares worth of people if they happen to be in a line. So usually when you use this, you can pick off 1 or 2 people without having to use a focus, and that's always nice. And when you do focus, you get 2 chains of lightning. And so while you can't just chain the same line, I think, actually you haven't tried, I've always been afraid to try. If you do have 2 people in sort of a V formation approaching you, it's incredibly useful. And so we'll grab lightning. And it also has bonus damage. It has a daze effect we can add to it that gives some uncertainty in the enemy's abilities and additional uses. So plenty of ways to spend our power gems with the lightning spell. And we'll worry about the power gems in the next episode. I do want to take some time to think about that. We also have 130 gold to spend, so maybe we'll get this willow flute and test it out. Maybe we'll focus on something a little more needed at this point. But either way, I will catch you next time. Thanks again for watching. That's all I got.